Good morning, Facebook friends. So yesterday I was reading this issue of Apple Magazine. It's a great free publication that comes from Alberta Health Services. And within it there was an article on an intriguing course about the brain called Brain Story Certification. I was reading it and thought, that is really interesting. That would be really beneficial to me as a personal coach, as a healer, as a program developer and facilitator. It's always useful to understand how our experiences as young'uns will affect us later on in life. And lo and behold, I find out the course is absolutely free. Yes, hello, good morning, Mikesh. And it's free to anyone, anywhere in the world who has internet access. So Mikesh, you could even take this course if you wanted. It is, and yes, following up on yesterday, where I was doing my big dissertation about being impeccable with your word, this morning I thought, well, if I said to myself, this is interesting, I would like to take this. Good morning, Mark. Thanks for the share. And I was saying to myself, well, I must be impeccable with my word. If I'm telling myself I want this learning for myself and for the benefit of those I work with, then I better just go ahead and register. So I did that this morning. And I'll just tell you a little bit about what the magazine says. They interviewed Alicia McNamara, who is the first lady to ever complete the certification program, which was just launched in December. And she said, I learned a lot about how brains are built, how their foundations are made, and how early experiences set us up for health, learning, and relationships later in life. Thanks for the hearts. She says, learning about concepts such as toxic stress, air traffic control, and serve and return gives her a greater understanding of her clients' experiences and how she can better serve them. And I like the entire model on adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs. It gave me strategies to help families address neglect and abuse. She happens to be a social worker, but they make it quite clear as you're reading on through the article that while this is in fact designed for professionals who are in the service industry, it is written and presented in language that is simple enough that just average citizen who is interested in knowing more about how the brain works, it would be able to take the course. So you don't have to be taking it as a certification program. It's optional to choose to do the exams to get your certification or not. You can just take it for general interest if you like. So how do you find out about this? Good morning, Gloria. Lovely to see you. How you would find out about this is to go to albertafamilywellness.org/training. And there are two places that you can sign up there. One is just to receive information about brain story courses. They are planning to release later in 2017 a brain story for beginners. So if the certification course seems a bit too intimidating, there will be a beginner course coming up later on. Hola! Hello! So there are some possibilities there. As a service provider, I have signed up for the professional course. And I also was online with the course, and I had it open here on my iPad. It says, the benefits of taking this course are that after completing it, you should be able to explain how brains develop and how social interactions shape development. Describe the effects of stress on brain development and the impact of adverse childhood experiences on physical and mental health outcomes, including addiction. That can be very interesting. Identify evidence-based approaches for children in the prevention, intervention, and treatment of childhood adversity. Describe the basic neurobiology of both substance and process addiction. Identify evidence-based approaches for adults in the prevention, intervention, and treatment of addiction. And identify ways to build the foundations of resilience in children and families. Lots of good outcomes for taking this course. So again, it's albertafamilywellness.org/training is where you can find that. And I might just do some periodic posts and let you know how I'm doing with that. Excuse me, how I'm doing with that and what I'm learning. I think it's going to be very, very interesting. And I'm excited about it. Because as a ShinDaoist, we can never learn too much. We have to be lifelong learners. Learning allows us to stretch and grow and be more of who we are here to be. It gives us more tools to be in service to others, and ultimately, that's why we're all here on the planet. We want to make the world a better place for having been here. And being more educated certainly is one way to do that. It's not the only way. Good morning. Who is that? Trilok. Oh, hello. I don't think I've seen your name show up here. Lovely to see you. Thanks for joining. So yes, education is not the be-all, end-all. There are some people who are permanent lifelong learners and actually don't take the opportunity to take that learning into real life, gain some wisdom and a real life experience. I'm certainly not one of those. Real life experience has been my modus operandi with a little bit on education. And I'm stepping that up. 2017 is my commitment to myself as my year to become more educated, do more learning, get my brain more active. Because these false beliefs we hold about how aging slows down the brain are actually not true. In fact, the brain does decrease function in some areas, but it actually increases function in other areas. And that's not talked about enough. So we are going to be looking at expanding and growing, and this is just one way to do it. I invite you to check it out, and if you do, let's be accountability partners, since this is a self-study program. You take it at your own pace. Some people need encouragement to stay involved in doing that. Not going to a classroom can be more challenging for some people. And so let's be accountability partners and make sure we're staying on track with keeping this course done. Oh, look at that! Trilok is a friend of Mukesh from Missouri in India. Yes, Mukesh was my beautiful driver and guide for 2 of the 3 times I was in India, and appreciate his services so much. So any friend of Mukesh's is a friend of mine. Lovely to see you here. So, going to call this video done for today. Check out the Brain Story certification program. Create a beautiful day and fill it with learning of some sort today. And be well, be happy, be beautiful, be the love that you are. Mwah. Namaste.